actually start the training right now, so you get an opportunity to have the right mindset before you get to learn the compensation plan. And so I just want to briefly spend time actually on this because it's such a powerful opportunity that my mentor told me this. He said, Mark, and I remember my mentor is, and what's crazy is my mentor is actually also the founder and chairman of GPS. And I remember him telling me this. He said, Mark, you know, it's such a simple concept to be a success, but a lot of people are great at overthinking things. And he said this. He said, Mark, if your head goes, you know, right, guess what? Your body's gonna follow. He said, wherever your head goes, your body follows. And he said, Mark, wherever your mind goes, your life goes. And it got me to think. He said, Mark, you got to learn how to have an entrepreneur mindset if you want to go out there and be a success. And I remember learning this when I was only making $2.15 an hour. And because of that simple concept, and because of the few things that I'm going to share with you just next 10 minutes, it dramatically changed my life. It went from tragic to magic, waiter to wealthy, simply because of having the right mindset and to expect certain things that's going to happen as you build your business. See, the first thing I want to share with you is actually something called law of attraction. You know, I remember one of the very first personal development videos and books that I ever read in my entire life. And actually, I just watched the video for the first time, when I was introduced to this concept. And it's called The Secret. Have you guys ever heard of The Secret before? If you don't know The Secret, I'm going to tell you The Secret. It's called Law of Attraction. And The Secret, which is Law of Attraction, simply means this. You can attract anything in your life as long as you think it. He said, if you can think it, guess what? You can achieve it. If you can think it, you can have it in the physical world. If you can think it in your mind, it'll eventually be in front of you. And see, this is one thing that he told me. He said, you know, law of attraction is actually a secondary law, but the primary law that not a lot of people know is called law of vibration. And let me explain this in simple terms. When you're in your car and you're sitting in your driver's seat or you're sitting in the passenger seat, if you want to listen to a certain radio station, can we all agree that you have to get the frequency at the perfect dial for you to be able to listen to that type of music? You know, here in Houston, you know, I personally love hip hop, R&B, and you know, one of the stations, 97.9. You know, and if I want to listen to R&B, if I want to listen to hip hop music, my radio station, the frequency has to be at 97.9. And ladies and gentlemen, if it's not at that frequency, if it's 0.1 off, if it's 0.2 off, if it's not exactly 97.9, you won't be able to listen to the radio station. You know, see, just like me texting you right now, if I want to text you, I have to get every single digit correct in order for you to get the message I want to send to you. If it's off by one number, it goes to somebody else. See, my mentor told me this. He said, Mark, you're at a certain place in your life right now for a reason. And the first thing he said, and the first thing I want to ask you is this. He said, Mark, what is your goal? What do you want? What do you want? You know, some of you are getting involved today. Some of you just got involved with GPS. Some of you are saying, I want to be at the highest position. You know, I remember getting started in my very first network marketing company. I said, I want to be at the top position. And everyone wants to be at the top position. Everyone wants more money. Everyone wants more time. Everyone wants a better quality of life. But this is one thing that a lot of people don't understand. He said, you first have to know, what do you want? So if you're writing notes down, I encourage you, write this down. What do I want? Make it clear. You got to know exactly what you want. But the second thing is the most important question. He said, Mark, who do you have to be in order to get what you want? See, a lot of people want to be a millionaire, but they bring minimum wage work ethic. A lot of people want to go out there and change their life and retire, but they're still working like they're working like they're retired, but they ain't even close yet. You know, so like I encourage you to ask yourself, what do you want? Then ask yourself, who do I have to be in order for me to get what I want? I want to just start this off because when you know what you want and you also start thinking, who do I have to be? Who do I have to become? If I want to be a top producer, if I want to be a top leader in GPS, if I want to be an influencer 200K and I want to make 200,000 a month in GPS, what do I have to be? Who do I have to be in order for me to be there? See, This is so crucial. And if you understand this, and if you get this right here, right now, I'm telling you, your life will start to change. And what's crazy is this few things also I want to share with you. See, when it comes to having the right mindset, we talked about what do you want. So you got to determine your reason why. Why do you want to get involved in this business? Why do you want to be a success? And if you determine your reason why, you also have to understand that in your process, in your way, because understand success is not a destination. Success is a journey. Okay. A lot of people, they say, I want to be successful, but it's part of the process. It's part of the journey. And you have to understand that you're going to go through a learning curve. You're going to, some of you today, when we're able to help you go out there and build your team, some of you today, you're going to be figuring out like, how do I sign this person up so I can get their ID? Some of you right now are going to be thinking, how does this VR work? I remember when I got involved in this business, I had no idea, no clue about anything about virtual reality. Let's be honest. We all know on this call today that VR and AR will be a big thing next 5 to 10 years, but nobody's using it yet. That's why this is so exciting. And what's crazy is that, myself and, my girlfriend, my family, we're all thinking like, oh, we're like looking things up and we're learning about it. And the more you learn, the more you get excited about your own opportunity. Some of you have never done business before. And guess what? You're going to start thinking like an entrepreneur instead of thinking like an employee. It's a different mindset, but you're going to go through that learning curve. Some of you right now are going to also go to the emotional roller coaster. What is the emotional roller coaster? Have you guys ever ridden a roller coaster before? Have you ever got on there and you didn't know what to expect? It's your very first time. Can we agree there's ups and there's downs when you're riding a roller coaster? There's great times and there's times where you're freaking out. Just like in business, there are ups and downs, but it's your choice if you want to scream and enjoy the ride. See, this is one thing I want to share with you. I remember, just when I first got started in this industry, I was excited. I was pumped up. I saw the presentation and I saw the same presentation, but not as good as this one right here. And what's crazy is this. When I saw the presentation, I was like pumped. I was excited, but I didn't have the money to get involved. And I remember I used my mom's credit card to get involved in my very first company. And I was thinking to myself, my mom, she loves me. She cares about me. I'm doing this for my mom. She doesn't care. So I use her credit card. And this is what happened. That night I went home after the presentation. Guess who was waiting at home for me? My mom. And she was mad. She was upset. She was like, I can't believe you did this. So she tried to talk me out of the opportunity, the same opportunity that retired her. And what's crazy? My mentor told me, he said, Mark, don't let the highs get you too high and don't let the lows get you too low. You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving forward. And, the emotional roller coaster, I'm sharing this with you, is going to be happening for every single one of you. If anybody on this call, whether you're brand new to network marketing, whether you're brand new, actually, we're all brand new to GPS, whether you're brand new to being your own boss, and maybe some of you on this call today are saying, hey, I already have experience. I've already been in this industry for 5 years, for 10 years, for 20 years. Let me just tell you something today. Everybody will go through an emotional roller coaster. If you've ever been emotional building a business, you're currently in the emotional roller coaster. If some of you get, upset, if some of you get excited, that's the emotional roller coaster. My mentor told me this. He said, Mark, you just got to go through the process. When you're riding a roller coaster and it has those ups and downs, the main thing is to not let go. Because imagine if you're riding a roller coaster and you're upside down and you let go. What happens to you? You fall, you die. So you want to make sure that you don't let go when you're in this emotional roller coaster, which means that when you're here in GPS, think long-term and never quit. But the most important thing I can share with you before we bring up a very special guest speaker is to have a pioneer mindset. You got to have a pioneering mindset. And what does it mean by having a pioneering mindset? It means that understand GPS, we haven't even officially pre-launched yet. Some of you right now, let's have a serious conversation, because some of you right now, if you're in your living room, if you're at home, if you're washing the dishes, if you're doing laundry, if you're eating, drop everything right now and really pay attention, because this is the most important thing that I can share with you before bringing up Mr. Michael on. See, this is one thing my mentor told me from day one and never stopped, telling me this, because he wanted to ingrain it in my head. He said, Mark, you got to have a pioneer mindset when we get involved in GPS. He said, why? Is because understand, Mark, it's a startup company. You got to have a pioneer mindset. You have to have a startup mindset and to expect the unexpected. You have to expect the unexpected. And what do I mean by that? Not everything's going to go perfectly smooth. Not everything is going to go the way that you expect it to go. When you have such high expectations, when you actually have an expectation, you're trying to control something you have no control of. But what can you expect from yourself is to have this type of mindset. See, he explained it to me like this. He said, Mark, when you can expect the unexpected, this business gets simple. But when you expect everything's going to go perfectly well and perfectly smooth, you're going to have a difficult time. And I said to myself, I don't want to have a difficult time, Mr. Bay. I said, I don't want to have a difficult start. I want to have a smooth start. And he said, then you got to have a pioneer mindset. He said, think about this for a second. And I want to share with you a quick story and share with you something that's going to help you. See, in 1976, there was an individual that had a big dream, had a big vision, and he said that I'm going to start a company. And in 1976, this was a crazy thought. This was a crazy idea. He said, in 1976, I'm going to create computers and put it in every single person's home. And I'm going to do it for under $500. And you know what's crazy? He created a company called Apple. Do you guys know Apple? Every single person that's watching this today either is on an Apple device or has some sort of Apple device in their home. And he said this. He said, this person was so crazy. Steve Jobs said that he was going to put a computer in people's home for less than $500. And guess what? When he eventually created the Macintosh, when he created the computer, and he was getting ready to pre-launch, people said he's crazy. People said that's not possible. Computers, no one's going to buy a computer. Computers are way too expensive. People looked at him and said, computers, it's not powerful enough. Multi-billion-dollar companies like IBM were saying, hey, it's not strong enough to be at a home. For $500, you're kidding me. These things cost thousands and thousands of dollars. You know what's crazy? Check this out. People were doubting him. Businesses were doubting him. Everybody were being negative, but one person was crazy enough to think he can change the world, and that's what Steve Jobs did. And when he pre-launched, guess what? When they pre-launched, they didn't sell computers for $500. They sold it for $2,500 because he couldn't get the price margin down. And you know what's crazy? For $2,500 back in those times, you could buy a car. But people, guess what? Still bought Macintosh. And guess how many, on day one, guess how many Macintosh they sold when they launched computers for people to buy? They sold 72,000 computers worldwide. Think about that for a second. Everyone doubted him. Everyone was negative. Billion-dollar companies said that he couldn't do it. He said he was going to do it for $500, sold it for $2,500, but sold 72,000 computers. What do you think we're going to do here with GPS? What do you think we're going to do here with our company? What do you think we're going to do with GPS, with VRLU, with Pico G2 devices? I'm telling you, we are like Steve Jobs. And he even said it, the people who think they're crazy enough to change the world are the ones who actually do. And so when you have that pioneering mindset, understand that it's not going to be smooth all the way. We're going to get things moving very, very slowly. But guess what? We're going to progress. That's the main thing that you want to understand. This is one thing that I want to share with you in our last slide. It said event plus response equals outcome. What does that mean? Everyone's going to go through a certain event in their life. Everyone's going to have a certain event happen in their career. And what this event is simple. It's something that happens to you. Some of you, you're going to get started and you're going to be like, man, I can already see this happening. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to put my mom and my dad in the business. But guess what? Because our comp plan is so exciting and so fast-paced moving, some of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, who's this new team member? I'm excited to have a new team member, but that's supposed to be my mom's spot. If you have a negative response, I can guarantee you that your outcome will be negative. If you have a positive response, your outcome will be positive. Ladies and gentlemen, if someone looks at you and say, hey, you're crazy to think you can do VR, nobody's going to be a success when marketing these products and services. If your response is this, how did you know? You're right. You're doubting me? Oh my goodness, you're professional. You're older than me. I got to listen to you. if your response is like that, your outcome is going to be negative. But if someone tries to doubt you, someone says, oh my goodness, man, what makes you think you can be a success here in GPS? And your response is like, hey, it's because you don't know me. You don't know the books I read. You don't know the trainings I'm going to. You don't know how the desire I have inside is burning hot right now. And you have no idea what I'm capable of. If your response is positive, guess what your outcome's going to be? Positive. So I'm telling you this because, again, I'm not going to point out every single situation you're going to encounter. But if you ever have a negative response, I'm telling you, when an event happens, your outcome's going to be negative. So my question for you is, do you want a negative outcome or do you want a positive outcome? Do you want to go out there and be an influencer 200K? Do you want to go out there and trigger $5.2 million in bonuses and put that in your pocket and go out there and change your family tree? If that's your response, if that's your attitude and saying, hey, no matter what happens, entrepreneurs understand that we're problem solvers. There would be no entrepreneurs if there was no problems. We solve problems. If we see a problem, you get excited, you get pumped up. It's not that you're looking for problems, but when it ever happens in front of you, you got to go out there and you got to have an attitude of saying, hey, you know what? I'm an entrepreneur, pioneer mindset. Hey, it's a startup phase, but 5-10 years down the road, when we have conventions of 100,000 people, guess what? A lot of them is going to be in my team. If that's your attitude, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, your life is going to change. And so what I have an opportunity to do now is bring up an individual that I have a lot of respect for, somebody that is on this call that has been my mentor since day one. You know, what's amazing is that I had a vision to go out there and retire my parents. And this individual is the person that was responsible to coach me, to help me to go out there and master this opportunity. And so I'm so excited and I'm so honored to have a chance to be in GPS with this individual, to have a chance to follow his lead. He is leading right now the United States expansion for this company. And what's amazing is that you have a chance to learn from him here right now on today's call. So I'm excited, I'm honored, and I have a chance to have an opportunity now to bring up the one and only Mr. Michael. Thank you so much for jumping on the call today, sir.
Mr. Mark Isaac, what a great presentation. And what a great entrepreneur mindset training you just did. I feel honored we could work together on our second project as millennials. It'll be our last project in life. And for all of you that have been invited to this call, just know one thing. We only hand-selected few people. We wanted to be a part of this stage before we even start pre-launch on Monday, April 27th. I know for some of you that got your influencer ID numbers already, it's a complete mess right now. The structure is a mess, the placement is a mess, and all of that is a very good problem because that's how many people that want to be a part of GPS right now. Understand this is not a typical startup. The founder and the chairman of this company, Mr. Danny Bay, has 20 years plus on the field in corporate, and has already in this industry have done hundreds of millions of dollars in business every year, and has literally got involved hundreds of thousands of people as distributors worldwide in this industry who founded this company. But not to mention our corporate staff. It isn't just brand new employees who have no experience in the industry of network marketing. No, we've got people that have 20, 30, 40 years of corporate experience and in the network marketing side, leading this company as an executive team. But you also talk about the field, the people we attracted already as influencers who want to be a part of this company, the leadership, the experience. I can't even tell you how many top earners and top influencers have already joined us and getting ready for pre-launch that some of you right now have to understand. Positioning is everything, and I'm fired up for all of you. I personally been involved in this industry for 15 years now. Got started at the age 20 years old to now my mid-30s. It's the only thing I know how to do. And because I met the right leaders and the right mentors and positioned myself at the right time, I didn't have to work a job or ever have corporate experience for 15 years. I finally understand what having time and money is like, and I'm ready to go back to work with each and every single one of you on this biggest project to ever take place on planet Earth. So here's what we're gonna do. Today, this afternoon / morning, we're gonna go over our compensation plan with you. And this is gonna be a little bit confusing because it's not the finalized version, but next week after we pre-launch our company, we're gonna officially go into what's called our weekly system where everything will be finalized and every single one of you will be able to see our exact system. So let me get the compensation plan ready so all of you guys can see it. And also remember, this is pre-launch stage. So again, you're not gonna have to understand every word, every detail on this compensation plan, but just know why all of the influencers are so excited, why all the leaders we have right now are having what's called GPS insomnia, just thinking about the numbers. So taking a look at our compensation plan, the beautiful part about GPS is all we're gonna do as an organization, as influencers, is just build 2 teams. Everyone's gonna have a team on their left, everyone's gonna have a team on their right. And eventually, what you have to understand is one team is always gonna be stronger than the other. So the stronger team, we're always gonna call it the power leg, okay? The team that is smaller, we're gonna call it the working leg. And for you to take full advantage of our compensation plan, understand you must become an active influencer, which means you gotta have at least 100 business billing volume for yourself, which is just being on the VRLU subscription until we have more products. And second, you must sponsor 1 active influencer on your left and 1 active influencer on your right in order to make money in our compensation plan through the distribution we build. So understand, everybody only builds how many teams? 2 teams. So you're gonna see some big spillover effects because all of you are getting involved right now before even we pre-launch on Monday. So here are the positions, just like Mr. Mark Isaac described in the presentation. It ranges anywhere from influencer 100 all the way up to influencer 200,000. As of now, we have no one at any of these positions because we're all just now getting ready and started. But here's how it works, and here's the reason why I love this compensation plan. See, in the industry of network marketing, there are so many compensation plans. There's the unilevel, there's the matrix, there's the hybrids, there's the breakaways, there's the binary, and all of the compensation plan at the end works if you work it. But what Mr. Danny Bate did to our compensation plan is unheard of and has never been done before. See, in majority compensation plan, even on a binary, when you build 2 teams, in order for you to hit certain levels in the compensation plan and advance, you need to bring X amount of personal recruits that you personally sponsored into the team and generate volume. But what he did, so we can all play team, is it doesn't matter if it's somebody you personally enroll, it doesn't matter if it's somebody your sponsor enrolled, or somebody way above you enrolled, as long as the 2 team generates the volumes meeting the requirement on the right here, you will get promoted, even if not 1 person is a team member you personally brought into the compensation plan in your organization. So take a look here. It says working leg. Influencer 100, all that simply means is you have 500 influencer volume generated in your left, minimum, and 500 influencer volume generated on your right. So 500 equals influencer 100. If you look at influencer 250, all it means is 2,500 points on one leg and 2,500 points on your other. If it's influencer 500, 5,000, 5,000. Influencer 1,000 means 10,000, 10,000. Remember, this is all collective efforts that it's a lot more simpler than you think. Now, here's one thing I want to remind all of you as well. During pre-launch, our back office right now we're using is the first stage back office that it's not going to show you all the volume. It's not going to show you all the things we're going to have when we launch this company in the very beginning of June. that's when we're going to have the newest back office that's going to be integrated with Japan, which we're launching in the next 7 days to 10 days, as well as Korea, and we're going to combine all those together. So understand, you can go all the way to Influencer 200,000, and all it means is we build 2 teams together as an organization. So moving on, 9 different ways to get paid, right? 9 different benefits of being an influencer. Let's talk about the first way. First way is just making anywhere from 1 to 10% on the products that sold from your website. Now, as of now, all we have is the Pico device and the VR Loo subscription, but in the summer and towards the end of the year, we're gonna add a lot of products. You're gonna be able to earn commissions, and here's the beautiful part about what Mr. Danny Bay did as well, that no other company in this industry with this compensation plan has. All the points generated from your own personal commission, it's gonna roll down to the line that you need the most to get promoted to the next level. I don't expect you guys to fully get that yet, but you will understand as you continue to get onto our weekly training and continue to study our compensation plan. Second way we get paid is unbelievable. It's called GIM, also known as Group Influencer Marketing Commission. Now, here's what we did to our compensation plan. In this portion, we're gonna have an average soon as the company is roughly 3, 4, 5 months old. It's so new that I can't give you a specific number, but here's what you gotta know. Roughly 10% of the company's volume, okay, is gonna get paid out in this portion right here. So I want you to look at where it says power leg and working leg. So as your power leg grows, our goal is to also focus on the working leg. So there's what's called a cycle. Now, every 100 business volume that is generated in your working leg, it will create what's called a match in your binary, which will create a cycle, and a commission will get paid out to you every 100 business volume, every 100 billing volume. So how are the points working as of now? If you look right here, it says the Pico G2 device. When people get started with that product, there will be 400 billing volume. The VR Loo content is 100 billing volume. So when brand new people get started in our recommended fast track the right way, everyone will start with 500 billing volume also, which is 500 influencer volume right now. And every month, they pay their subscription fee. 100 billing volume will be added every single month, okay? So take a look right here, okay? You got your power line. Let's just say there's 1,000 billing volume there, 100,000 billing volume there, or even 500 billing volume there. It does not matter. Every time there's 100 billing volume on your working leg, a paycheck comes out. So as an example, if you have somebody brand new get started on your working leg today with a Pico device and a VR Loo subscription, it's 500 billing volume. What that means is there was 5 cycles generated for your pay. Now here's the beautiful part about that. As of now, going to South Korea compensation plan, they say an average GIM has been roughly $2 to $3. So in a way, you'll earn anywhere from $10 to $15 if there was 500 billing volume that happened in your working leg. Now what happens is it gets deducted weekly. What do I mean? Okay, whatever amount of volume you have on your power leg, let's just say you have 1,000, and on your working leg for the week, there was 500 billing volume. What happens is the 500 turns to 0 since you got paid, and the other line you had 1,000 billing volume will now have 500 because 500 matched. And it will build up and accumulate for every volume. Doesn't matter what level your leaders are, it will continue to stack up the volume as long as you're active in the compensation plan. If you're not on the VR Loo subscription, understand at the end of the month, all the points you have generated will disappear and turn to 0. So remember, the most important part is having minimum 100 points or 100 billing volume in your personal position to get paid in the compensation plan. So that's the second way. I know I went over a lot of information. We're going to go over this again next Saturday training. But here's where it starts getting very lucrative. And this is why I love the GPS compensation plan. See, the 2 teams you build, none of it had to be people you personally enrolled for you to go to the top position. But for all the ones that understand staying in phase 1, leading by example, and going out there and sponsoring a lot of people, here's the benefit for all of you on this call. We have 4 generations in what's called a check match, a leadership matching bonus. It's unheard of how powerful this is. As long as you go out there and become an influencer 100, you will earn 40% check match on your first generation leader, okay, that you personally enrolled. So as an example, let's say you got started in the GPS and became an influencer, and you went out there and personally brought me into your team. Now, let's just say I didn't do much in the compensation plan. I was just scared to miss out, so I enrolled, but I wasn't going to do much. But I referred an individual named Mr. Mark Isaac. Now, Mark Isaac says, I like this comp plan. I like this company. I want to go out there and do major things. And if Mark Isaac that week earned $1,000 in the GIM bonus because you sponsored me, but I'm not making money, but Mark Isaac is, he will be considered your first generation where you'll earn 40% of what he earned in GIM bonus for the week. If it's $1,000, you'll just now have earned $400. So just imagine you went out there and personally sponsored 10 people that all become influencers that make at least $100 a week. Do you know what that means? 40% of 100 is $40. If you enroll 10, it's 10 times 40 for helping 10 people earn money in our compensation plan. I love that the fact that our comp plan is based upon helping other people make money and you get paid. You know, I don't like knocking companies because I respect the industry. But some companies, do you know, if you help other people get promoted and earn more money than you, you actually get a pay cut and get punished. But in our compensation plan, everybody we enroll, we're like, please make a ton of money. Let me help you make a ton of money, because why? We get a check match of 40% just on first generation. When you become an influencer 250, you get 2 generation, 30%. And when you become an influencer 500 and above, you get 3rd generation of 20%, 4th generation of 10%, which is unheard of in this industry of network marketing. This is beautiful, and all of you, when you fully understand our comp plan, you will fall in love. Let's talk about the monthly influencer level bonus. Now, this portion, I couldn't even believe we have something like this in our compensation plan. This is in addition to everything I just talked about, the first 3 ways. And again, all you got to do is hit these positions and maintain it. And every month, on the 3rd week of each month, the company will pay out the bonus anywhere from $500 to $200,000. So let me share with you what it means again. If you go out there and become an influencer 500, what does influencer 500 mean? You have 5,000 or more points in your power leg, and in your working leg for the entire month, you generated at least 5,000 points. What that means is you now got what? The GIM bonus. What else did you get? You already earned the leadership matching bonus. If you went out there and made personal sales, you made 1 to 10% commission. But on top of that, you'll earn $500 just for being at the position. So if you just stay influencer 500 every single month, you'll earn minimum $500 every single month on top of the other 3 ways we earn money we just discussed. Influencer 5,000 means you earn $5,000 a month plus the other compensation plan we talked about. Influencer 10K means 10,000 a month minimum, just on monthly influencer level bonus outside of the other compensation plan. This is the most unique comp plan that no other network marketing company with our type of model, our type of plan has something like this, that just looking at this, I am fired up, and it's on my screen because I'm looking at it every single day. How many people can we help go influencer 200K so they can eventually, worst case, make 200? But again, it's hard work. Not everyone's going to get there. But guess what? All of us are here during pre-launch. Oh my goodness. You're positioned so well in our binary that next few years, everyone enrolling will end up underneath our team because everyone can only have 2 teams. Now, I want to make it clear, influencer 200K, don't make only 200. I've done the math with our chairman, Mr. Bay. I've done the math with Mr. Marc Isaac, Mr. Tommy Lee, Mr. Grant, Mr. Kenji in Japan, Mr. David Nevas, all our top leaders. When you hit that position, 200 will be less than your GIM bonus. The 200 is less than the GIM bonus. The GIM bonus is a lot more when you hit that position. So just know you're never going to have to worry about money. That's just the 4th way we get paid. Let's talk about the 5th way. The 5th way we get paid is the level advanced bonus. These are one-time bonuses. If you take a look right here, it says influencer 100 to 1,000. All you got to do is hit those positions one time, and it'll get paid out the 3rd week of the following month. So if you go influencer 100, you got $100 on its way next 30 days. If you go influencer 250, just hit the position. You have $250 on its way. If you hit influencer 1,000, you got $1,000 on its way. But if you go influencer 5,000 to 75,000, you got to maintain the position for 3 months. Now, here's what I want to share with each and every single one of you. It's not 3 consecutive months like most companies. It's not you got to maintain it 3 consecutive months, your first 12 months. No, it's just 3 months in your lifetime of being a GPS influencer. Now, if you do something like this, it means you really, really did not pay attention and follow our proven system. Let's just say you had influencer 5,000 your first 30 days. And somehow something terrible happened and you never hit that position for another 3 months. But you hit it again. That means you hit it twice now. And somehow another tragedy happened in your organization, because guess what? It can happen, right? And you hit influencer 5,000 again 1 year later. As long as you did it 3 times, you'll get a $10,000 bonus. Same with influencer 25,000, $50,000 bonus. Same with influencer 75,000, $150,000 bonus. And you know what it means? If you hit influencer 75,000, your first few months 3 times, you get all of the above. But that's just the middle position. Let's talk about the top 3. Influencer 100 to 200K pays $500,000 to $3 million. Okay? Watch this. If you read the slide underneath, if you maintain it for 3 months, they will pay you 40% on the following month. So what does that mean? Let's just say you got started and you hit influencer 100,000. Then you hit influencer 100,000 the following month. And let's just say you hit influencer 100,000 2 months later. It means you hit it 3 times. What is 40% of 500,000? 200 grand would get paid out immediately the following month. But let's just say the following month you hit it 1 more time. Then guess what? Another 30% will get paid out the following month to you for 150. What if you hit it again a month later? Then the remaining 150 will get paid out to you. So you don't have to do it 5 consecutive months. You do it 3 times, you get 40%. You do it 1 more time, you get another 30. You do it 1 more time, you get another 30. And it's the same all the way to influencer 200K, that when you go influencer 200K, you get all of the bonuses above. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most aggressive, fast start, leadership level advanced bonus I've ever seen, being in this industry for 15 years. I understand it's going to take time, but I promise you it's worth it. And here is the best part. It's just building 2 teams. And like I said, the beautiful part about our comp plan is it can be people that was placed underneath you that you had no control over, and all of their volume counts. That's the beauty of being in GPS. Let's talk about the 6-way. 6-way is the domestic leadership revenue pool. 1% of US or the domestic revenue will go into a pool, and depending on your position, it's like getting a share of it, okay? It's the beautiful part is this portion makes us help people that are not even in our team, because as long as you go influencer 10,000 to 75,000, you get anywhere from 1 share to 4 shares for the year, and it gets split between all the people that had influencer 10,000 to 75,000. So imagine eventually as GPS US does $1 billion a year, $10 billion a year, 1% of that going into this pool, and all of us leaders at these positions get to share that. It's like profit sharing. This is the most genius part about being in GPS and our compensation plan. And ladies and gentlemen, that's just domestic pool. What else they've done is add a global leadership pool that if you go influencer 100,000 to 200,000, 1% of the global revenue will get shared between the ones that are 100K to 200K. And again, the higher position you are, the more shares you get. I don't expect anyone to fully understand this right now, but again, we're gonna go over detailed training next Saturday, and the more you study the comp plan, the more, I'm just gonna warn you, you're not gonna be able to sleep. So that's the 7th way we get paid. 8th way is the fast influencer promotion. This is where we're gonna help brand new people. Their first 12 weeks have the fastest start, because in our GIM commission, the 2nd way we get paid, for the brand new people, their first 12 weeks, they'll earn 30% more for just being brand new. So what is this gonna do? Get the brand new people to work a lot harder and run the first 12 weeks, because 30% more in pay for the same work, for the same volume, it's a very good problem. So let's just say a brand new person earned $10,000 their first 12 weeks in the GIM bonus. Since they're brand new, they'll get $3,000 more, which is 30%, for a total of $13,000. But let me share with you what's exciting about the direct referrals. If you've been with GPS for a while, let's just say, and you no longer qualify for additional 30%, guess what? Go on phase 1, sponsor a brand new person, and when you help them earn money, you also get 30% more on the check match. So take a look. If you brought them in right there, direct referral, it means you would earn $4,000 because you get 40% on your generation 1. The check match for that is $4,000. But because the brand new person earned $3,000 more, you get 40% there too for additional $1,200. So you would earn a total of $5,200. Now again, it might look confusing to you, but here's all it means. We make money for helping you make money. You don't make money, we don't make money. That's the beauty of our compensation plan. And one of the most famous business sales coach, motivational speaker who's no longer alive, Zig Ziglar, said it the best: if you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything you want. And that's our compensation plan. 9th way is the leadership retreats. You heard it from Mr. Marc Isaac. The next big one's gonna be in Singapore, but just understand we're gonna have Influencer 1000 conferences. We're gonna have Influencer 10,000 retreats, Influencer 100,000 master retreats. Understand that slide was for Japan. When they hit Influencer 1000, they're gonna have a retreat conference in Japan. For us, it's more like it's gonna be in Vegas. When you hit Influencer 10,000, for us, we're going to Singapore. For people in Asia, they wanna come to US. So it's flipped, but just understand it's a very good problem to have. Our pre-launch is gonna be April 27th, this Monday. This Monday, we're gonna have a presentation at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Hawaii time, and we're gonna have a weekly system starting on Monday and our very first pre-launch training next Saturday. Just like I said when I started this call, this is a group of people on this call who got involved before even pre-launch on Monday. I understand that not everyone is placed right. Not everyone has influencer IDs, but I spoke to Miss Katie Maple, our vice president in US, that all the tech and all of those errors are gonna be able to get fixed next week. That is part of being in GPS as an influencer even before pre-launch. And I want you guys to know that it's gonna get even messier next 7 to 30 days. It's gonna be a great disaster, a great problem, because just too many people wanna get involved. Our first 24 hours here in US where we wanted to just position our leaders. And not everyone even got to position leaders yet. It's several hundred people. And the problem is we can only have 2 teams, which is great. So understand the order is messed up. Understand some people went to the wrong side, but all of that will be able to get fixed. And that's the beauty of being part of this stage. Just know 3 months from today, 6 months from today, when we're rocking and rolling and already launched, we're gonna have customer service that's gonna be great. We're gonna have influence service that's gonna be great. But as of now, I understand the only ones you can chat or talk to is the leaders that invited you on this call. But just know you're at the right place at the right time, and we're about to change some lives. Right now, there's so many people looking at GPS from every network marketing company, from every industry. The buzz is already here that this company, founded by our chairman, Danny Bay, is in US. The buzz is out. The most famous network marketers, the most famous salespeople, entrepreneurs, right? Millennials, all walks of life right now are saying, what in the world is going on? Because we're about to disrupt this industry and have more people earning more money at record times than any other company has ever took place. So if you are lucky enough to be on this call, just know, be grateful, thank the person that invited you down, because you're about to experience something you've never experienced before. And coming out of this pandemic, some of you are going to be so excited that your life is never going to be the same. You will remember this day for the rest of your life. You will remember that you are part of GPS as this company becomes a household name, and we take this company to 100+ countries over the next several years. Mr. Danny Bay's vision and plan is so big that if some of you just knew where his mindset is right now, you wouldn't even be able to sleep. And I'm worried you're gonna get sick. So stay healthy right now. Get excited right now. Get fired up right now, because we're about to pre-launch this thing in less than 48 hours. And I want to officially welcome all of you to GPS. Next week's a brand new beginning. I can't wait to help you guys all win in this company. I'm just honored and excited. Want to end this call. I'm going to give it back to, obviously, my brother, someone who's going to help lead the US and international expansion, Mr. Marc Isaac. Appreciate you. Love you. Let's make things happen.